For centuries, the brain was seen as an isolated fortress, protected by a blood-brain barrier that made it immune-privileged, a kingdom separate from the chaotic cellular battles waged in the rest of the body. The immune system was the body's roaming army, deaf to the commands of the central nervous system. But this neat separation always had problems. How could stress cause a cold sore? How could a placebo, a simple belief, reduce swelling? These were dismissed as curiosities of the mind-body problem, not direct physiological pathways. The assumption was simple. The brain thinks, the immune system fights, and they do not speak the same language. Then, in 2015, a discovery redrew the map entirely. Researchers at the University of Virginia School of Medicine, while studying the meninges, the membranes covering the brain, found something that wasn't supposed to be there: lymphatic vessels. For over a century, anatomy textbooks had insisted these vessels, which are a core component of the immune system's highway, did not exist in the brain. Yet here they were, hidden in plain sight, directly linking the brain's cerebrospinal fluid to the body's immune surveillance network. It was like finding a secret passage out of the fortress. The brain wasn't isolated, it was being actively monitored. This physical link was just the beginning. The functional connection turned out to be even more profound, and it runs through a structure you might associate more with digestion: the vagus nerve. This nerve is a massive bidirectional information cable, with 80% of its fibers sending sensory information from your organs up to your brain. When you have an infection, immune cells release proteins called cytokines. The vagus nerve detects these cytokines in the bloodstream and sends an alert to the brainstem: we have an inflammation problem. In response, the brain initiates a lightning-fast countermeasure known as the inflammatory reflex. It's a neural circuit that actively controls the immune response, like a thermostat regulating temperature. How does the brain turn the dial down? The signal it sends back down the vagus nerve isn't just a vague electrical pulse, it's a specific chemical command. The nerve endings terminate in organs like the spleen, where they release the neurotransmitter acetylcholine. This molecule, the same one your nerves use to contract muscles, binds to a specific receptor on the surface of immune cells called macrophages. This binding acts as a direct order, telling the macrophage to reduce its production of a powerful inflammatory cytokine called tumor necrosis factor, or TNF. Your brain isn't asking your immune system to calm down, it's ordering it to, using a precise molecular language. This reflex is automatic, an unconscious process. But what happens when consciousness gets involved? The parts of your brain that handle emotions, planning, and expectation, like the prefrontal cortex and the insula, have dense neural connections to the brainstem regions that control the vagus nerve. This means your thoughts are not isolated in a high-level cognitive realm. Anxious thoughts, states of calm from meditation, or the powerful expectation of healing can all send signals down these pathways. They can potentially modulate the gain on that inflammatory thermostat, turning the dial up or down. The architecture for your mental state to influence your cellular-level inflammation is physically built into your neural wiring. This brings us to one of medicine's greatest mysteries: the placebo effect. When a person's arthritis pain subsides after taking a sugar pill they believe is a powerful drug, what is actually happening? It's not magic. Their brain, through the power of expectation, generates a prediction of relief. This prediction can trigger the release of endogenous opioids, the body's natural painkillers. And more remarkably, research suggests it can also activate this vagal anti-inflammatory pathway. The belief becomes biology. Your brain's conviction that it is being healed can, in itself, trigger the very neural circuits that reduce inflammation, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy written in acetylcholine. Of course, there are limits. You can't simply think your way out of a bacterial infection. This is a regulatory system, not a silver bullet. But understanding the circuit opens up astonishing possibilities. What if, instead of using drugs that flood the whole body with side effects, we could speak directly to the nerve controlling the inflammation? This is the entire field of bioelectronic medicine. Scientists are now treating autoimmune conditions like Crohn's disease and rheumatoid arthritis by implanting tiny devices like pacemakers for the immune system that wrap around the vagus nerve. By delivering precise electrical pulses, they can manually activate the inflammatory reflex on demand, telling the immune system exactly when and how much to calm down, without a single drug. So the line between mind and body, between a thought and a cell, is not just blurry, it was never really there. An abstract feeling of dread is a physical cascade of neurotransmitters that can alter your spleen's immune activity. The sensation of a fever is your immune system sending cytokine messages that your brain interprets as sickness, fatigue, and a desire to be alone. You are a single, deeply integrated system. Every thought is a physiological event. You aren't a mind piloting a body. You are one continuous conversation, an unbroken loop of information flowing from neuron to macrophage and back again, without you ever needing to know it's happening. Monotony has grown fast. Nearly 2,700 people have watched in the last few weeks, yet less than 0.03% are subscribed. It would mean a lot if you joined by hitting subscribe. And again, thanks for watching.